So the rumors of AEW getting a new TV deal is spreading like wildfire all over the social media, and it looks like WBD and Tony Khan are going to come into a resolution of getting a new TV deal. But soon as that as being like the positive thing, now word is coming in that Miro wants out of AEW. I'm not surprised of that. He hasn't wrestled in a long time. Also, Cody Rhodes facing tension now with Kevin Owens. It looks like Kevin Owens may turn on Cody, and now Roman Reigns is supposed to be teaming with him and supposedly gave his word. So we're gonna be talking about that and my thoughts about those two topics on the Chokeslam Wrestling Report.
Is the moment we've all been waiting for the thousands in attendance and the millions watching around the world. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble!
Welcome to another episode of the Chokeslam Wrestling Report, episode 212. And we're going to be talking about today about Miro wanting out of AEW. We're also going to be talking about WWE, Cody Rhodes facing tension right now with Kevin Owens and Roman Reigns. Just in case you guys did not see SmackDown and whatnot, we're seeing everything being thrown right in front of us and where it's gonna lead. But let's first talk about AEW. Now, this week I'm going to keep it real. And I mean, I usually keep it real. But, the rumor going around with Tony Khan saying that the future looks real bright, that he needs to wear sunglasses. I saw that on social media about him talking about that. He also talked about there's a possibility that they're going to get $170 million in a new TV deal and whatnot. I laugh with these AEW haters. They want to talk about money, how everything is done. And, you just got to laugh because these people want to act like they're accountants. They know everything behind the scenes when it comes to negotiating TV deals. We all know they don't know anything for the simple fact this time last year, we had podcasters like JD, podcasters like Eric Bischoff, podcasters like Jim Cornette saying that AEW was not going to get a new TV deal. WWE was coming to WBD. We heard it all. That is the positive part of that. They're going to get a new deal. It's going to happen. They're going to be around for a long time. So for you haters, deal with it. But it seems like every time that AEW is about to turn a new leaf, we get bad news, some type of bad news. But in a way, I'm not even going to think about this as bad news. Miro, the Redeemer, wants out of AEW. Now, am I surprised about this? No. The last time Miro wrestled was at AEW World's End, and that was in December of last year, okay, where he fought Andrade, and this is before Andrade left to WWE. Now, the word that was coming around was that he did not participate in the Continental Classic last year because he didn't want to lose to certain wrestler. Now, when Miro came into AEW, he came in hot. He was like the biggest thing and whatnot. He won the TNT title. And I loved a lot of his matches he had. And I loved his character. His promos were off the hook. But I don't know what happened. He got hurt. Next thing you know, they took the TNT title away from him. I mean, he's the first one that I know that wore the TNT belt with his country's colors on it, which I thought it was the coolest thing ever. Then his wife came in. And when his wife came in, we thought we were going to see something different. You know what I'm saying? We're going to see some type of story that made him look like he was, he was going to do different stuff. I mean, the way they were making it the last time we saw him in a storyline AEW was that he was going to beat up every wrestler that his wife was supposed to, grab that person as a client. As you well saw on World's End, you saw that he ended up defeating Andrade because Andrade was already made up his mind that he was leaving. Andrade was another guy who had issues with Sammy Guevara. Okay. And we know the story behind that. Now, we ain't even going to talk about that. But Miro leaving AEW, it's not a big loss, to be honest. And I'm going to say, now, before all you guys go crazy talking about what am I talking about, this and this and that. Again, Miro was a good acquisition when AEW brought him in, and his new, his whole new gimmick as a redeemer, talking to God. I loved all his promos. Don't get me wrong. I loved all his promos. But I don't know what happened. Once he lost his TNT title and whatnot, and I think he had a neck injury, something to that sort, he was never the same. And I don't know what Tony Khan was doing. He didn't push him. I think he should have pushed him to the end. He was supposed to be feuding with the House of Black at one point, and I don't know what. He teamed up with Sting and I think Darby Allin to go against House of Black in one of those pay-per-view. I don't remember which pay-per-view. But after that, you didn't see him after that. Then word came around, and again, like I said, this is rumors. I don't know if it's true or not. Rumors came that he didn't want to lose to certain individuals in AEW. Now, I'm sure Rusev has been around wrestling for a while, whatever. Now, was it because he felt it was a stupid thing? Let's say they wanted him to lose to Sammy Guevara. Let's say, right? And it didn't make sense. Then he has every right to say, "Hey, I don't want to lose to this guy. It doesn't make sense." Or was he being selfish because he figured, well, I used to be a WWE superstar, so whatever I say goes. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't think that's the stuff that's going on. You know what I'm saying? But the fact that the word was that he didn't want to lose to anybody during the Continental Classic when it was a tournament. You had guys like Danny Garcia lost almost every match until he beat Brody King and one of his best matches he had in the whole tournament. You know what I'm saying? He didn't want to lose to certain wrestlers. Andrade did the best performance in his whole AEW career in AEW in the Continental Classic. You know what I'm saying? But why Miro was not there? That was the big thing. And then he's been home most of the time, making money on his contract and whatnot. So it's just like one has to ask, what has he been doing all this time? You know what I'm saying? Did Tony Khan figure like, okay, you don't want to wrestle, you don't want to do this thing, you know what? You can stay home. I'll still pay you. And that's what's been happening. He's been home. He hasn't done anything. He hasn't wrestled since December 30th of 2023. He hasn't wrestled at all this whole year. And then his wife had left before that. I mean, I think her coming in was, in my head, was like, maybe they figured, let's bring her in. Maybe he'll be more happy of doing what he wants to do. Maybe we'll throw a storyline, but it didn't work. It did not work. Because we all knew sooner or later she was going to betray Andrade, and that's how it ended up. And then you never saw them again. Now, where is he going to end up? I would not be surprised. And matter of fact, I'm not going to be surprised if he ends up going back to WWE. The question is that WWE is getting real packed. Okay? They're getting real packed. Right now, if you think about it, WWE brought Bronson Reed back, and now is where they're pushing him. Andrade just had a shot at the United States title with LA Knight. You know what I'm saying? Now that they pushing all these people. Okay? And it's the same thing with these wrestlers that they had. Let's talk about real quick with Jade Cargill. Jade Cargill has been there with WWE for a year already since she left this time last year to them. All she's been doing is tag team. Won the tag team belts with Bianca Belair a couple of times. When we're gonna see her turn on Bianca, it may be between Survivor Series to the Royal Rumble. You know what I'm saying? And same thing with Bronson Reed. Bronson Reed, now they're pushing him. He took out Braun Strowman not long ago in a car. He splashed him on top of a car. So are they going to go now push these wrestlers where they're supposed to be pushed? I don't know. But since we on the WWE segment, let's talk about right now about Cody Rhodes right now facing tension, if you really think about it, with Kevin Owens and Roman Reigns. Yes, you heard me right, Kevin Owens. If you guys saw SmackDown on Friday, we saw that Kevin Owens gave Cody Rhodes a look while he was holding a chair. It looked like he was about to blast him with it after Cody went in to save him after the bloodline had attacked Kevin Owens several times along with the Street Profits and whatnot. Now, it's crazy because my thing with this, and it's not to criticize WWE, I just feel like this heel turn, baby face, heel turn, baby face, it's just a thing that is just ridiculous. Kevin Owens right now, I don't know if his popularity is that high, but now you're going to have him probably feuding with Cody. Now, I see this, and I'm going to say it right now because I know there's a war game with the bloodline. That's happening. And I could see either one, probably the Street Profits with Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes, or they're going to need somebody else. I don't see the Street Profits. Let's take Street Profit out of the equation. I know it's going to be Kevin Owens, Cody Rhodes, and Roman Reigns. I could see Kevin Owens turning on Cody in the cage and whatnot. Not only that, but see, it's right now Cody's having to worry about touching Roman Reigns because he told Roman Reigns in a beautiful promo. Cody and Roman Reigns in the middle of the Georgia Tech Stadium having this conversation. Whoever came up with this promo, kudos to you. Because I'm sure it's not a WWE writer. I'm sure this is either that gentleman that The Rock brought in January, because this was beautiful. Yeah, I know you guys are going to be like, oh, wait a minute. He's talking about WWE. He's talking about, yes, it was beautiful. See, I criticize certain things when it doesn't make sense or it's garbage. It's basura, like we say in Spanish. You know what I'm saying? But this promo, word by word, it was beautiful. The fact that Roman Reigns said, what do you want from me? And then he told Cody, I'm coming for my title. And Cody said, it's not yours for the taking. It's not yours. And then when Roman was about to leave, Cody stood in front of him. And I love how Roman Reigns said, you're in my way. This whole promo was beautiful. So the fact that Kevin Owens right now seems like he's the outcast outside and he's looking at this and wait a minute. I helped you during your feud with the bloodline. Okay. Now you teaming up with the same guy who pretty much attacked me, hurt me a couple of times. Now you're teaming up with him. This is what it's leading to, but that's another beautiful storyline. You know what I'm saying? It's a very beautiful storyline. And I guess now there's rumors going around. I read this online that Paul Heyman is going to be the next one who's going to betray Roman Reigns. He's bringing in a former world champion. The only thing I could think of, it could be The Rock coming in. He said a former world champion. He's bringing in a former world champion. The only one I could think of is The Rock. He'll come in somewhere in Survivor Series and turn on Roman Reigns. We could see that. There's a lot of possibilities. But it's funny because there's a lot of these. This is the things that I like watching when it comes to WWE. Now, in Raw side, the fact that we keep seeing Judgment Day beating up the Terrell Twins is getting a little tired, to be honest. I don't really care for that either. The Drew McIntyre against CM Punk, it's not something that I sorry I had to take this phone call, so I had to pause it and go back to it. But yeah, so going back, we definitely could see a betrayal. You know what I'm saying? Roman Reigns won his title back We could see The Rock. Actually, that's what I was talking about. It could be The Rock because they're talking about a former world champion is coming in with Paul Heyman. Or Paul Heyman is bringing this former world champion and whatnot. And at the end of the day, who else is going to be a former world champion that Paul Heyman is going to bring in? That's the rumor going around. I'm not saying that that's what it is, So that's still up in the air. So, the whole, like I said, this whole thing, I'm predicting that Kevin Owens is going to turn on Cody, and it may be at Survivor Series in the cage. Okay? It can happen. It can happen because, it will make sense. It will definitely make sense, So, let me know what you guys think because, to me, it's Cody's facing like double-edged sword coming at them. And another thing I wanted to talk about real quick is this whole thing with Kevin Nash and Logan Paul. Now, the whole thing with Kevin Nash and Logan Paul, apparently Kevin Nash said that Logan Paul is not one of the boys, right? Because he doesn't wrestle. He's a part-time wrestler or whatever. Again, I don't know why Kevin Nash even brought up Logan Paul, whatever. But right now, Logan Paul, even if he's not one of the boys, he has proven himself in WWE as a good wrestler. I'm not crazy about him. Never liked him. Never will. Not a fan of Logan Paul. I think he's a big mouth. And the only reason he's getting all this exposure is to get more YouTube viewers. But it's a smart move. It's a smart move. And apparently, I think WWE is paying him $5 million per appearance. And Rikishi, out of all people, went and told Kevin Nash, don't hate the player, hate the game. Because he said, if Logan Paul is making $5 million, he already got his bag. He don't have to be one of the boys because one of the boys, it's not going to go and increase your bag, which makes sense. The guy knows how to wrestle. Apparently he learned and he put his skills to work. And at the end of the day, you can't get at the man for making money. Kevin Nash, out of all people, should know about this. Kevin Nash was a big instigator in the wrestling game. He knew what to do. He knew how to make extra money. Okay. He chopped down other wrestlers as far as they rise to the top for him and his crew to go up and be the top card in every pay-per-views or whatever. He knows. Like, come on. So Rikishi pretty much told him if Logan Paul has his bag, his $5 million bag, he's hustling. He's doing what he has to do to make his money. And if WWE is giving him that much money, why are you hating? You know what I'm saying? You made your money, Kevin Nash. You know what I'm saying? And don't you have a Legends deal with WWE? So you're still making money. I don't understand when it comes to these old school wrestlers. And again, I'm not defending Logan Paul as far as I don't like Logan Paul. I'm gonna say keep it real. But I do see what as far as him hustling, making his money, and he has skills in the ring. Okay. He's been in there with Roman Reigns, he's been in there with LA Knight, he's been in there with Ricochet, he's been in there with a lot of other wrestlers. Kevin Owens, he's been in their ring taking bumps. It's not easy to take bumps. Somebody who never even probably ever been around wrestling all his life. So the fact, that the man's making money, let him make his money. These old wrestlers are always upset and whatnot. And always criticizes this young generation of wrestlers. Now, the only one that I could say that I could respect that is old school wrestler, and he was one of my favorite commentators back in the day in WWE, and he was up there with Bobby Heenan, was Jesse the Body Ventura. I just saw his interview with Chris Van Fleet where he said wrestlers are becoming actors. They're becoming like part of a movie scene. And a lot of them, he said that back in his days, he didn't want to know the ending of the match. So I don't know what he meant with that. Maybe the referee would tell him, okay, you got to do this and this and this and that. He said, but a lot of these wrestlers are now like actors. You know, they're doing like movie scenes and stuff like that. So, but you know, again, some of these wrestlers, old school wrestlers, still think that this is back in the days. You know, Undertaker said one time about, you know, you didn't wrestlers today, you know, back in the day they will not survive because we didn't play that. This and that because there was guns and knives. Ain't nobody trying to go to work and worrying about somebody got a gun or knife in the locker room. It makes no sense. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, so this is you know, Kevin Nash has been going after Logan Paul for a while, and you know, and this becoming crazy. And now Rikishi's involved, in which Rikishi right now, even this week, spoke about people to give a prayer to Jimmy Uso. I don't know what's going on with Jimmy. Supposedly Jimmy's supposed to be coming back. We don't know when he's going to come back. So, you know, and talking about that, going back to the Kevin Owens thing, maybe Jimmy is the one who's going to come back, team up with Roman Reigns and whatnot, and with Kevin Owens and Cody, and somewhere down the line, Jimmy is probably going to end up turning on Roman Reigns and being with Paul Heyman. That could be. Listen, I'm just giving you fantasy bookings, possibilities. You know what I'm saying, of stuff that could happen and whatnot. So, guys, just let me know what you think of anything I just said right now. I mean, again, this week is not a lot of stuff going on. We already passed it all out, all in. Bash at Berlin, SummerSlam, all that. Summer's over. Now we got to see what's coming up with Bad Blood. And we got Wrestle Dream coming up also. That's a couple of weeks too. So let me know what you think about this video. Let me know what you think about this, you know, the stuff going on. Miro wanting to leave AEW. Do you think AEW should just let him go? Don't bother. And let me know about this whole thing with Cody Rhodes facing a double-edged sword. You got to worry about Roman Reigns, and now you got to worry about Kevin Owens and whatnot. Can he trust Kevin Owens? Is Kevin Owens turning on him somewhere down the line from here to Survivor Series? Let me know what you think and whatnot. And let me know. So also, guys, let me know through Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. That's where you guys can follow my Chokeslam Wrestling Report and whatnot. So let me know what you think about that. Again, I'm also in audio format. If you guys don't have YouTube and you want to listen to the audio in Apple, Spotify, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, and whatnot. I'm also on TikTok. So also check out the podcast store. We got t-shirts, we got hats, we got hoodies. Go to tcwr.veryinkpressive.com. Again, that's tcwr.veryinkpressive.com. We got hats, hoodies, sweaters. Check that out and whatnot. So we could get, you know, could help the podcast and whatnot. So again, so guys, again, let me know what you think about this week's episode. Let me know through the comments. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. That's number one. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Share it with your friends. Help us get to 500 subscribers. We're gunning for 500 subscribers and whatnot. So help us share it. Let us know what you think and whatnot. So I will see you guys next week with more of the Chokeslam Wrestling Report.